Hey everybody. So a common question that I get faced with a lot with regards towards people is what makes today different with regards towards AI? AI has been around since the 1950s, so like 70 years. What, if you know your history, like what exactly about today makes AI different? And the answer to that is that there's like this particular period is very unique in two ways with regards towards computer science that people just completely throw out the window when they make that like blanket assumption and like just that blanket statement. And so the first one I'm going to talk about here, which is Dennard scaling, and then um, most people are familiar with Moore's law. Like you're almost 100% familiar with Moore's law on some level. But Moore's law is essentially based 50% off of Dennard scaling, which is that the amount of processing power will also reduce, and you'll get increased performance by decreasing the amount of transistors and parameters, like essentially like everything that makes up Moore's law, right? Like 50% of Moore's law, like the base equation of Moore's law is Dennard scaling. But what has been known is that this equation has been maxed since 2004, and it's going to end in 2025. Like 100% next year, it's gone. like uh, we're not going to get more ability to scale down as far as transistors, and like this is known, and then it's we're going to, even if we can, it's not going to be a increase in performance because it's like um, when you get like thinner, you're getting like to the point where it's like 1,000 times thinner than a human hair, right? And then there's just like there's heat leakage and leakage and other effects that come from that when you put that many things that are that tiny too close together. They just kind of like melt together, melt together, right? Like they're just too small and too many together. And just that's just what happens. And then so within that, we are essentially there's so we can do like two things within that really. Like when you boil it up, there's two things we can either deal with that as a status quo equation, or we can try to solve that. And then to try to solve that is to throw everything about computer science and modern computer science like completely out the window, essentially, because this equation is gone, right? Like computer science is based off of this equation. It's been based off of this equation for 125 years, like the genesis of it. And then but this equation is no longer valid. And then if in a world where this equation is no longer valid, we have to throw out everything that came before it. And then that's the part that people don't understand, right? And then so within that, there's really only three leading candidates. And then AI is like hands down the best leading candidate. Like there's no contest within that, and that's the hugest part of this that people they don't understand and they don't get within this is that there's just uh, massive video quality issues at this point here in the video, but I think that's cool. I'm gonna leave it in, but uh, also the fact that we've reached upper limits within all of this, right? And then so by reaching these upper limits, there's essentially three ways that we can go: AI, which is the most promising candidate, or quantum computing, which would be the second most, maybe third most. But the problem with quantum computing is that it relies on temperatures that are right now the hottest quantum computer that we can get that possibly exists is it's 1 degree above absolute zero, like 1 degree Celsius above, or Kelvin above absolute zero, which is like nothing, right? Um, and so that's the problem with quantum computing right now, and there's not a way to solve that. And then also, quantum computing deals with noise and issues like that that we can't solve around. And then the other one is like biocomputing and like biomimicry, and then everything that is associated with that. And biocomputing and biomimicry, I don't know, like there's a lot of advancements in that field as well. And you might see like a blend possibly of biomimicry and biocomputing and AI. But I like, to me, that's the weirdest field, honestly, right? Like, that's the field that I don't know. I don't personally want to explore that route. So we have to explore one of these three routes. That's the big thing that people don't get within this. I don't think uh, it's one of these three routes or nothing. And so uh, within that, that's simply the way that it is. And so uh, AI is the best route within that. And so what makes today different than 70 years ago? We didn't have to throw out more, like Moore's law was like in full effect 70 years ago. Moore's law had 70 years to go 70 years ago. That's what's different today. And then the second thing, and as I alluded to at the top of this video, is that we've found that scaling parameters does actually like make a difference, right? Like you can actually like scale parameters and have it make significant impact, and have it have like um, uh, scale throughout with regards towards LLM models, and linearly scale. Like this is like what we've seen throughout history with regards towards Moore's law, right? Is add more in Moore's law, like increase the number of transistors and decrease the amount of power, right? And then it's a linear scale, and then increases performance. And then with LLM models, it's just increased number of parameters, and then we can increase performance. And then we've also found that we can also we have levers to pull with regards towards like quantization and other aspects of this too. That mean that we get linear scaling like what we want, like what we've had for 125 years. The the active equation that exists right now within computer science is this equation, which is tied to AI, and not this equation, which is the 125-year-old equation, which is going out the window. And so whether or not people want this equation to not exist or not, it doesn't matter. It's just it's the end of it, right? And then so at the end of this means like the end of everything that this is built upon, and this is built upon computer science. This is computer science, right? So computer science is now out the window, and then now it's either AI, quantum computing, or biocomputing. And then which one of those horses are you going to throw your money behind? I'm throwing mine behind AI, which is why I think that AI is going to be the number one player within this overall, and the one that will succeed overall. And then that's just kind of the bottom line. And so I hope that answers this question as to like what it makes now different as opposed to 70 years ago, because it is very different. It's not like just people throw it out as like come on, a kind of a semantic answer, and they don't expect actual realistic answer behind it. But there's there's a reason why we're talking about AI now, and we weren't before. So if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.